The war ended twice. First in Europe, May 8, 1945, VE Day. Then in the Pacific, September 2, 1945, VJ Day. And each time the guns stopped, the world looked around and asked the same question. Now what? Because 1945 was not the year the war ended. It was the year the world woke up inside the wreckage and realized the real war, the war over what the future would look like, had only just begun. This is not a victory parade. I'm your host, and this is Tailmaster Legend Series. Welcome. What you're about to learn isn't just about a single event. This is not the story of the first 12 months. This is the story of the 4 years in which humanity tried to bury 85 million dead, feed 500 million starving, rebuild 30 million homes, punish the guilty, forgive the broken, and divide the planet between two systems that hated each other more than they had ever hated the Axis. It is the story of how the Second World War did not end in 1945. It simply changed shape. May 8, 1945, VE Day. London erupts. Trafalgar Square becomes a sea of kissing strangers. Churchill appears on balcony, V sign raised. Church bells ring for the first time in years. But in the East, the Red Army is still fighting. April 30, Hitler shoots himself in the Führer bunker. May 2, Berlin falls. May 8th, unconditional surrender signed in Karlshorst. Europe is free and ruined. 60% of Warsaw destroyed. 80% of Warsaw's Jews murdered. 90% of Rotterdam's inner city gone. Coventry, Dresden, Hamburg, Cologne, ghost cities. Refugees, 12 to 14 million ethnic Germans expelled from Poland, Czechoslovakia, Hungary. Many die on the roads, the largest forced migration in history. Displaced persons camps filled with survivors of camps, forced laborers, POWs. UNRWA, UNRRA, United Nations Relief and Rehabilitation Administration, tries to feed them. They are too many. August 6th and 9th, 1945, Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Little boy, 15 kilotons. Fat man, 21 kilotons. 70,000 to 80,000 killed instantly in Hiroshima, 40,000 in Nagasaki. Tens of thousands more die in months from burns, radiation sickness. Japan surrenders September 2 aboard USS Missouri. The war is over. The atomic age has begun. November 1945, October 1946. International Military Tribunal at Nuremberg. 22 major Nazi leaders tried. Göring, Ribbentrop, Hess, Keitel, Kaltenbrunner, Rosenberg, Frank, Frick, Streicher, Funk, Schacht, Dönitz, Raeder, von Schirach, Sacco, Jodl, von Papen, Seyss-Inquart, Speer, Neurath, Fritzsche, Bormann in absentia. Evidence: films of camps, documents, eyewitnesses. Verdicts: 12 death sentences, 10 carried out, 3 life, 4 prison terms, 3 acquittals. Göring poisons himself hours before hanging. The world watches justice. But justice feels small against 6 million murdered Jews, 5 to 6 million other victims of camps, 20 million Soviet civilians dead, 6 million Poles, millions of Chinese. Justice is not enough. Meanwhile, the division hardens. March 5, 1946, Churchill's Iron Curtain speech in Fulton, Missouri. From Stettin in the Baltic to Trieste in the Adriatic, an Iron Curtain has descended across the continent. The Cold War has a name. March 12, 1947, Truman Doctrine. U.S. pledges to contain communism. Aid to Greece and Turkey begins. June 5, 1947, Marshall Plan announced. $13 billion, approximately $150 billion today, to rebuild Western Europe. Soviet Union refuses participation. Eastern Bloc forced to refuse. Europe splits economically. August 14th to 15th, 1947, India and Pakistan independence. Partition. 14 million displaced. 1 to 2 million killed in communal violence. Train massacres. Women raped and mutilated. Gandhi fasts for peace. He is assassinated January 30th, 1948. June 24th, 1948, May 12, 1949, Berlin blockade. Soviets cut all road and rail access to West Berlin. Allies respond with Berlin Airlift. 278,000 flights, 2.3 tons of food, coal, and medicine. West Berlin survives. The Cold War's first direct confrontation. May 14, 1948, Israel declares independence. Arab states invade next day. 1948 Arab-Israeli War. 700,000 Palestinians flee or are expelled. Nakba. Israel survives. April 4, 1949, NATO founded. 12 founding members. Article 5, attack on one is attack on all. August 29, 1949, Soviet Union detonates first atomic bomb. Monopoly broken. October 1, 1949, Mao Zedong proclaims People's Republic of China. Chiang Kai-shek flees to Taiwan. The Cold War is bipolar and global. The war that came back cost 70 to 85 million lives. It redrew every border. It created two superpowers. It birthed the United Nations. It ended colonialism's high tide. It began the nuclear age. It left 40 million refugees. It scarred a generation of children who grew up without fathers. It left Europe in rubble and Asia in famine. And it left the world with one terrible lesson. When you let evil grow because stopping it is inconvenient, the bill always comes due, and it is paid in blood. The war that came back is over, but its shadow is long, and it still touches everything.